Hello everyone, as with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this. Jake Claver says, is 20,000 XRP enough? If XRP hits $100, that's $2 million. A 5% return is $100K a year. If XRP hits $1,000, that's $20 million. A 5% return is $1 million per year. And Time Traveler says it's going way higher than that. Here's the way I look at it. Don't stress on this. If you want a goal that you should be able to achieve over time, hold 1,000 XRP, because most people are already telling you it's going to $1,000. So then you would be a millionaire. But the narrative always was that XRP is going to 10K. So that 1,000 XRP would then be worth $10 million. But it all comes down to how long you're willing to hold it. And also your lifestyle as well. I see people in the crypto space saying if they don't walk away with at least $50 million, then they can't retire. Some people live way beyond their means. Most people would be happy if they got to $100,000 during this cycle. That's life-changing for most people. $25,000 is life-changing for most people. But to try to go out there and achieve 20,000 XRP, that's absolutely ridiculous when the price is sitting around $2. Never forget your research. You know you are in the right lane. Keep it XRP. XRP, keep it. Don't be this guy. And you see, no thank you, I want to stay poor. Whenever I talk to someone new about getting into XRP, I'm explaining how it's going to move anything of value from point A to point B. And they're like, oh, I don't think that's for me. It's like, oh, so you don't like to make money. I mean, how hard is it to just put some money into a cryptocurrency, forget about it, come back in a couple of months or a couple of weeks, look at it every once in a while and see how much money you're making just by buying something and holding it for a period of time. It's literally that simple. But everybody always has an excuse. But these are going to be the same people that hate you once you get life-changing money from your investment. They all have the opportunity to buy it, but they don't see the value in it until someone else gets rich off of it first. There's people right now saying XRP is going back down under 50 cents. It's not going back under 50 cents. You got to look at dips when they happen and take advantage of those dips. That's the way I look at it. Gold has overtaken the US dollar as the largest global reserve asset. We knew this was going to happen because the dollar keeps losing more and more value year over year. But this is what people in crypto are rushing to sell into. It's like, don't people realize inflation continues to rise? I mean, even when they tell you inflation is coming down, I don't think they're going to the grocery store because the grocery store is telling you something totally different. Why would you rush to sell something that goes up in value for something that continues to lose value? I don't understand the logic in that. They literally did. In 1933, FDR issued Executive Order 6102, making it illegal for U.S. citizens to own gold coins or bullion. To turn it all into the government or face 10 years in prison. The government paid you $20.67 an ounce. Once they had all the gold, they immediately raised the price to $35 an ounce, instantly devaluing everyone's paper money and making the government rich. It was the greatest wealth heist in American history. I see a lot of people saying that they're going to do this again, that a revaluation of gold is now coming. And I think that's going to happen as well. But they also say that this is how they're going to take your XRP from you. They're not coming for your XRP. However, if gold could be revalued, why can't XRP be valued by the banks? Get a set price from the banks. You got to remember, it's built to move anything of value. It's also built to move the digital dollar to the digital euro. It's like a conversion tool. It's a bridge currency. And that always made me wonder about the price glitches. Why is it that XRP has all the price glitches? What are they hiding? And you see the AI overview. Yes, XRP has a notorious history of experiencing unusual price glitches and flash spikes on various crypto exchanges, often displaying wildly inaccurate high or low figures. I always said that's them testing it out in the background, and I still believe that's what those glitches are. One day you're going to wake up and that's going to be the price of XRP. Very few can beat the simple buy and hold, which is what I do. That comes from CZ Binance. You know, most people think that they're going to sell at one price and buy back in at a lower price when it comes to XRP. Other people like to trade crypto as well. But I think this market changed a lot of people's outlook on trading in crypto because this cycle has been so unpredictable. The market's showing you that it's about to break out, but then it ends up breaking down time and time again. And I think a lot of that has to do with price manipulation as well. But all you really have to do is just buy and hold, nothing else, and just wait for it to happen. This comes from Paul Barron. Asset manager Grayscale has filed with the SEC for a spot BNB ETF. The Grayscale BNB Trust that would trade on the NASDAQ under the ticker GBNB. And Paul Barron says, this will be where the real winner shows its stripes. XRP ETF will outperform the BNB ETF, winning the institutional war. I think XRP ETFs are going to outperform the BNB ETFs. I could pretty much call that already, but let's see how it all plays out. And this comes from Smoke, the current state of global crypto regulations as of January 2026. And you see the U.S. right here. We're still waiting on regulatory framework. But look at the EU. They're already ready to go, as well as a lot of other areas, a lot of other countries. The U.S. is still lagging behind without regulations. That's what's going on. But once we get regulations in all these countries, it's going to make cross-border payments so much easier. It's going to clear the way for cross-border payments. And this is what Charles Hoskinson had to say about the crypto bill. This is the latest. Take a listen.
The Democrats have said crypto equals Trump equals corruption. They're publishing report after report saying of how corrupt this whole thing is. They're running in 2026 against crypto. They're not magically going to be pro-crypto now. And any Democrat administration that comes in is going to be neutral to negative with crypto. And they're going to have the Clarity Act, if it passes, as a weaponized tool that they can use for their Securities Exchange Commission to basically attack the entire industry as a referendum. And it's not something that should have happened. It's one of the reasons why we didn't have the bull market. We could have had it if we had a bipartisan process. We could have passed the law last year in a non-controversial way.
So what do you think? You think Charles is right? You think they're going to weaponize the Clarity Act? Here's my thoughts on this. I know the Democrats are not all of a sudden going to become pro-crypto. You got to remember, they led the crypto crackdown until we got this new administration. And any one of them that are trying to now shift it over to them being pro-crypto, I think they're just looking for the crypto vote. It's the same reason that they're always writing letters to the SEC, wondering why they're dropping cases like this one right here. SEC drops lawsuit against Gemini Crypto Exchange. The SEC has dropped so many cases already, and now they want to look into why that's happening. And they're trying to tie it back to the president. They're saying the U.S. and the SEC is now paid to play. And they're going to use that in the midterms to try to win the midterms. If they win it, you could bet nothing's going to happen for crypto anytime soon. In fact, I would not expect any kind of regulations to get put in place if the Democrats capture the midterms. We need to get something in place before the midterms. And you would think that Democratic politicians, they would want to get the market structure bill in place, get it out of the way going into the midterms. This way they could argue about something totally different instead of even bringing up crypto at all. But it all comes down to what happens over the next couple of weeks. If we get that government shutdown, it's not going to look good going forward. Then they're going to say they're rushing to get things done again. Calling the bottom now. The crypto supercycle starts in 2026. So is this now the bottom? Nobody really knows. Everybody's still guessing. Everybody wants to be the guy who called it right. But when you look around and you look at how real world events impacted crypto throughout this cycle, how it was delay after delay, you wake up Monday morning and the crypto space is dumping out. And then over Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, it starts to rebound. And then again on Friday morning, they dump everything and liquidate longs and shorts week over week. It's too hard to say that the bottom is now in. And the best indicator is going to be gold really dropping in price. That's going to be the first indicator, unless something else happens first. We just got to see how it all plays out. But I would not be ready to say the bottom is in quite yet. Let's see where we go from here. And until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.